Sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is no. Not because you are angry, not because you do not care, but because your peace matters too. Boundaries are not walls built to push people away. They are quiet reminders that your time, your energy, your emotions, and your well-being have value. And the moment you begin to protect those things with love and honesty, you begin to treat yourself with the respect you have always deserved. Many people struggle with boundaries because they have been taught that saying yes makes them kind, available, and lovable. So they keep stretching themselves thin. They answer every call. They carry other people's stress. They show up even when they are exhausted. They stay silent when something feels wrong. And slowly they begin to feel drained without always knowing why. The truth is, constantly abandoning yourself to keep others comfortable is not peace. It is self-neglect, wearing the face of kindness. That is why boundaries matter so much. Boundaries help you notice when something is costing you too much internally. They help you recognize when your body is tired, when your mind is overwhelmed, and when your heart is asking for space. They teach you that protecting yourself is not selfish. It is healthy. It is mature. It is necessary. Because the people who respect you in a real way will never need you to destroy yourself in order to prove your love. A boundary can sound very simple. I cannot do that today. I need some time to rest. I am not comfortable with that. I need you to speak to me with respect. I care about you, but I also need to be honest about what I can handle. These words may feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you are used to putting yourself last. But discomfort is not always a sign that you are doing something wrong. Sometimes it is a sign that you are finally doing something different. Sometimes it means you are breaking an old pattern that has been hurting you for years. The beautiful thing about boundaries is that they do not just protect your energy, they also rebuild your relationship with yourself. Every time you honor your limit, you send yourself a message. My needs matter, my feelings matter, my peace matters. And over time, that message becomes stronger. You stop feeling guilty for resting. You stop apologizing for needing space. You stop explaining your worth to people who only valued your availability. You begin to stand differently inside yourself. Calmer, stronger, more whole. Boundaries also create emotional clarity. They help you see which relationships are safe and mutual, and which ones only survive when you overgive. Some people will understand your limits. Some people will even appreciate your honesty. Others may resist, especially if they benefited from the version of you that always said yes, and that can be painful. But another person's disappointment is not proof that your boundary is wrong. It may simply be proof that the boundary was needed. This is something many people need to hear. You are allowed to be loving and still have limits. You are allowed to be generous and still say no. You are allowed to care deeply and still choose rest. You do not have to earn your right to peace by first reaching burnout. You do not have to keep proving that you are a good person by constantly sacrificing yourself. A healthy life is not built by endless giving. It is built by balance, and boundaries are part of that balance. Sometimes boundaries are external. They shape how others treat you. But sometimes boundaries are internal. They shape how you treat yourself. An internal boundary may be choosing not to replay painful conversations all night. It may be deciding not to answer messages the moment anxiety rises. It may be refusing to speak to yourself in the cruel tone you once accepted from others. It may be giving yourself permission to pause, to breathe, and to stop carrying everything at once. Self-respect is not only about what you say to other people. It is also about what you allow inside your own mind. There is a quiet freedom that comes when you no longer feel responsible for keeping everyone happy at the expense of yourself. You begin to understand that your role in life is not to be endlessly available. Your role is to live truthfully, love wisely, and care for yourself with the same compassion you so easily offer others. And that shift changes everything, because once you stop betraying your own limits, you start feeling more at home in your own life. If setting boundaries feels hard, start small. Start with one honest sentence, one protected evening, one moment where you listen to your exhaustion instead of ignoring it, one decision that chooses peace over pressure. You do not need to change your whole life in one day. You just need to begin. Little by little, your confidence will grow. Your nervous system will feel safer. Your mind will feel clearer. And your heart will begin to trust that you will not keep abandoning yourself. Boundaries are not a punishment. They are an act of care. They are how you protect your joy, your healing, your energy, and your dignity. They are how you remind yourself that love should never require the loss of self. The more you practice this, the more peaceful your life begins to feel. Not because everything around you becomes perfect, but because you are no longer giving everything away just to feel accepted. So, if you have been feeling stretched, overwhelmed, or quietly exhausted, let this be your reminder. You do not need permission to protect your peace. You do not need to feel guilty for having limits. Boundaries are not something to be ashamed of. They are a form of self-respect, and self-respect is where deeper healing begins. If this spoke to you, stay connected with Everyday Psychology for more gentle reminders that help you heal, grow, and come back home to yourself.